Hi everyone. Today I would like to speak a little bit about multitasking while you're online. I was struggling with some of my students when I was teaching online and I was on Zoom. I wanted them to do an activity using a different app or website, and it was difficult for them to. They had to leave the Zoom link, do their activity, and then come back. So I was looking at a solution to do this at the same time. Using a computer or a laptop seems a bit easier because you can have either two windows or two different tabs and then you can switch between both of them back and forth. You can still talk to the teacher can reply, and but most of my students were using iPads, and so I was looking at solution to do the speed screening. So I'm going to show you actually now with an iPad how does it look like, because that might help some of you. So here, for example, let's say I have a Zoom open. So I don't have a meeting right now, but let's just pretend there's one. If you use your finger here at the bottom and then you just swipe up, you're gonna see your apps that are open or that you can open. And I'm gonna just press for a few seconds on Safari, for example, and bring it up here. So now, if I go to the side of the screen, it will create a split screen here. So I have Zoom open on one side and then Safari on the other. Here in the middle, you can just change the dimension of your screen. For that activity, I would prefer to have a large Safari open and then a small Zoom. So let's do it like this instead. So here, if I have a communication with my students or if you have a meeting or something, you can still talk to the people. The video, however, will not work when you have a split screening. The sound will still work, so you can still talk, but you can't see the video. So this way, my student can still talk to me, and then they can do a research on Google or whatever you're doing online. For example, this one, I wanted them to go and do a quiz that I created, and if they had an issue, they could still talk to me. So here, they can just enter the code that I gave them, click on join. When everyone's ready, I start the quiz, and then we can all do it together online at the same time without exiting Zoom. So that's a cool feature for the iPad. And whenever you want to get back to just one screen, you just click here and you push it all the way to the side, like that. And then you will have your Zoom and the camera will work again. Okay, so that's a very nice feature. Now, however, not every app would work with that, which is a little bit disappointing. But for example, CISO doesn't work. I tried it, and it's just opening a main window. It works, however, with Tumblebooks. It doesn't work with RASKit. So just give it a try with whatever app you're using on your iPads, the school iPads, and that might help a lot of you. So give it a try. Bye. So with the apps that are not working with split screening, what you can do, however, is create a floating window. So you need to do the opposite. You start with the app that's not working with the split screening. In this case, I open my CISO class, and then I scroll up, and then I get the Zoom that was already open with my student, and it's working. So here, you see it doesn't create one, but it will come and appear as a floating window that you can move around. So the kids can still access, or you can still access if it's you. Here you can move it where you want. You can still go to your activities, continue to work on CISO, and here you can still talk to the students. It's the same as before. The camera doesn't work because you have two apps working at the same time, but you can still use the microphone and talk to your students. So that's possible, not as good, but it works.